As we get ready to go this week, obviously trying to bounce back with, for us offensively, a big emphasis on ball security. Playing a very good, well-disciplined Minnesota team. They are a tough football team. They're not a team that gets out of position very often. They're really, I think, if you epitomize what the Big Ten has been for a long time, they've been that, and they are that this year. So we've got a heck of a task ahead of us. Looking forward to playing these guys, and an opportunity, I think, to go get out here and get a win. I think for us in the Big Ten.
Drew, Coach Ash said that there was kind of just a different feeling with Gio running the offense at quarterback. What did you see from him when you went and rewatched the film, and just the energy when he's running the offense?
Gio came out there and he provided a spark for us. He made a couple plays with his feet, and that kind of energized our guys and energized the sideline. And so from that standpoint, it's something we needed, at that point in the game.
I know we've always asked you this all year about the quarterbacks, but is Gio perhaps, just like you said, he made plays with his feet, is he maybe a little bit better, decent fit as far as, what you guys want to do offensively? I mean, the fact that he is kind of a dual threat guy? Yeah,
Gio's got a little, he definitely has some dual threat stuff to him. Is he a pure runner? No, I don't think so. But he did a nice job for us. And I think, what did he have? Legitimately, QB carries. I think he only had 2 that were designed. But when the play broke down, especially on a third down conversion, I believe it's 3rd and 6, going toward the red zone, down away from our scoreboard. He made a play with his feet and got us a big first down right there. So from that standpoint, I think that kind of was the spark that we were talking about, and kept the drive alive for us.
Coach Ash talked about the progression that Gio made last week. What areas have you seen him really, step up in since the start of the season?
So I talked to Gio coming out of spring ball, and Gio is an extremely conscientious kid. Cares a lot about his performance, a lot about everything that he does. Really, academics from every standpoint in his life. So he's a kid that coming out of spring, I was like, I think you have a lot of room for improvement. I thought you would improve. I thought you would have improved more in spring, and so he had a heck of a summer in his own personal development, and then I think that's continued up until this point. He's a kid that's never wavered, despite some of those other guys going in and getting some time, and he's kept working. And this past week was he went out there and did some things that we hadn't seen some guys do yet, and kind of culminated into that point in the season. And Coach Ash made a decision, and from the standpoint of the second half, it provided a spark that we needed, and from that standpoint, it was really, really positive for us.
With a guy like Gio, Coach was talking about how last week in practice he kind of just was comfortable going out and just playing.
Yeah.
Where is is that a case where for a quarterback like that who's been around for a couple of years, where there's kind of a development of understanding where that is versus not forcing it, not making too many mistakes, that kind of thing, that balance a quarterback has to have?
You're talking about just the balance between knowledge and athleticism?
And playing with your instincts as opposed to not making the mistake.
Yeah, I think so. I think that I think there's always a little bit of that balance. You look at some of those. I'm going to use an example as a guy that we played last year when I was at Houston. Lamar Jackson wasn't having the same type of season that he is this year, and not because he wasn't any less talented. I think he's more comfortable, obviously, in what they're doing. So from that, just as somebody that I saw that you could tell was extremely talented, but now he's got another year under his belt, and he's blowing the world away. And congrats to those guys over there and what they've done with him. But I think for anybody, the more time and investment and reps that you have, you're always going to be a little bit better. And for Gio, he's had some time to learn. He's watched mistakes. He's seen film. He's watched what people have done well. And I think he is a little bit more comfortable. He's made a tremendous amount of improvement, and I think it's going to continue to grow and get better. And we'll see, where his ceiling is at some point. I don't know that he's reached it yet, but he's doing really well right now.
piggyback on what JP asked before about fit, are there more things that you could do with your playbook with Gio, with his talents?
I think your playbook looks a little bit different. I mean, it's not just a quarterback fit standpoint. You know, that is always, I think, a big question, what your quarterback can and cannot do. But you're also at the weighing the variables of what the other 10 guys on the field can do too. So, yeah, your playbook can be a little bit different. It could be, I think, I guess more multiple from that standpoint. I don't know the right word for that one, but yeah, you can do some different things that we haven't been able to do with a guy that can move around a little bit. So from that point, from that standpoint, that's exciting, I think.
Just as a follow-up, how challenging is it to kind of get him, fully acclimated with the offense and really 3 full days of practice? I'll credit Gio in what his preparation has been. When we talked to him, I'm talking to him at halftime, and I said, Gio, I need you. Let's have a tough conversation right here. What are you comfortable with? And he said, Coach, call it all. And I said, no, I need you to let's be real clear about what that means. And he said, no, Coach, I'm good. So we went quickly through the call sheet, and he spit it all out and knew what to do with the ball and where to go. And so that's a credit to him in this preparation. He's a great note taker. He asks a lot of questions. He's got some game experience now, so I don't think it'll be as much of a challenge as it's been for say a guy like Tylen coming in who's got no college game experience yet, like real college game experience where he's played a full game. It'd be a little bit more challenging, I think, for him. Just from a maturation standpoint, more than he would know what to do with the ball. But when you get put out underneath the lights and people are running a little bit faster than they did out in Tennessee, it's a little bit different.
A non-quarterback question, but kind of certainly relates to them.
Sure.
What did you see? It looked like there was some more separation from the wideouts on Saturday. What did you see from those guys, specifically Andre Patton?
So great question. We really challenged Andre this week. We talked about it this season. A guy like Andre Patton, a senior, a guy that's had experience. He's caught balls here. He's made plays here. I said, Andre, we got to get you going. And to be honest with you, he did not have a great week of practice. But he came in and he battled throughout, I think, some of the rough times, and then got, into his credit and to Coach Williams' credit, he was ready to go for the game. I thought played a pretty good game, did have separation, did not connect on a couple of those early ones that I think would have helped a lot of those struggles. But he definitely did well. To what was different from him, I think it's just a mentality that he was good enough. He was confident that he was good enough to go and play with the best in the country, and he's a good player. He really is, and he's a guy that for us that needs to continue to play well for the second half of the season for us to have success too.
Running back wise, I think Robert Martin only got like 3 or 4 carries in the second half. Was that going a good win because he had a hot hand? What was that? Obviously, he had fumbled at the end of the second one. Was that almost like a punishment type thing? What was that?
Anytime a guy puts the ball on the ground, you're a little bit hesitant, I think, at that point. And I think that's something that me and Zach talked about, going in at halftime and over the headset during the game. Where was Rob's mind at? And if we were getting the same type of production with Goody out there, let's put somebody out there that hasn't fumbled the ball and let him Rob kind of get his mind back together to make sure that he would protect the ball for us. So that being the only real reason for that one. Appreciate you guys.